Hi there, I'm Ben, and welcome to number 2 in my series Diary of a Game Collector. So in the previous video, I went through what I'm collecting, and that has changed somewhat. So you want to go and watch that video anyway to get an overview of kind of what we're doing here. But yeah, I have the games here from last time. These are the new ones I'll go through at the end here. I will also be opening some packages up that I've got since the last video. One of them in particular I've really wanted to open, but I've held off. Yeah, so I'm doing the PS3 Essentials, and I'm doing the PS4 hits, and I'm just going through getting PS4 games that I've kind of missed or wanted to play and haven't played because of trophies. Got a new companion over here as well. BD1's back. Yeah, so probably the best companion in video games, one of them, because he's really, really helpful, and he doesn't talk, which is great, because that is definitely a problem in video game sidekicks. Anyway, so going briefly back to what I'm collecting. In the previous video, I said I wasn't going to do any sort of full collection. I was just going to do the PS3 Essentials, PS4 hits, and just pick a few things up. But I'm leaning towards potentially moving towards, in the future at some point, maybe looking at doing some sort of full PS4 collection of sorts. Now, I'm starting this very, very slowly, but it does allow me to just buy any game that I come across, basically. No, I would do that anyway, but I like the idea of ticking things off on a list. You got your list of games that you're trying to collect. Because the PS4, the reason I've gone this way, the PS4 hits, I've got about moving towards half of those now, so that'll be finished quite quickly. I don't collect for any other consoles yet. So it's going to leave the PS3. With the PS3s, the first few times I went into a CEX, which is what we'll get onto shortly, is I got these essentials here quite quickly in a couple of stores. When I first went out looking, I must have just got really lucky. But I've been in 3-4 stores since then, and not a single one. Not a single one. If you do see one, it's going to have not have the manual, or it doesn't have the correct disc. So they've become really, really rare. So they're just going to be a in the background collection. I'm not going to actively go. Well, I will actively go hunting for them, but it's going to be really slow going on the PS3 Essentials, and I want to focus on the PS4 while it's still relatively cheap, because prices are creeping very slightly upwards. So I don't want to miss out on some of the bigger games, because PS3, some of them in my local CEX at the moment, they have 3 or 4 of the Spider-Man games, and they're 60, 70, 80, 90 pounds. I want to start at the ground floor with the PS4 at this point, while most games are relatively accessible and cheap. I'm not going to be going for limited run or anything like that, but EU, UK, PS4 games is what I'm going for. Anyone is up for grabs at this point, and it just broadens my horizons when it comes to what I'm playing as well. So we're picking up random different ones. Right, so that's that sort of out of the way, following on from the previous video. Hopefully my mic is okay this time. I've had to clip it on. I know it's unsightly, it's ugly, but I had it over here last time, and obviously it's a directional mic. It wasn't picking up properly. So how do I collect? Let's go through the sources first. Where do I go? So once I've decided what I want, where would I go? The way I collect is I like to be surprised. So we have a store in the UK. I'm sure if you're from the UK, you know of the store called CEX. It doesn't stand for anything. It's Central Exchange. The first one was in London, and it's just spread across the country since then. So it's CE Exchange. So I don't know the naming. Some people call it CEX. I've heard Kex. I've heard Sex. I think it was on their TV ad that they did for a while. They pronounced it Sex, but that just doesn't sound right. So those stores they're great and they're kind of bad at the same time. Let's go through the great things about them. First of all, it's that sense of exploration, which is as a collector, as somebody who likes hunting, going out, finding games, I missed that until they came back. You know, you'd go in a game and ultimately you would know, a game store that is, or GameStop in the US, isn't it? Ultimately, you know what you're going to see. Prices are all the same, and you don't get older games. You don't get random old stuff that, you can't get anywhere else. But they do in CEX. They take most things. You know, you can sell to them, or you can exchange for vouchers, which is what I do. Don't ever sell to them for cash. You just don't get a very good rate for that. Obviously, you might want cash, but buy the thing and see if somebody wants to buy the voucher off you, you get more money. Anyway, yeah, they buy anything. So they do cameras, they do, you know, lenses, they do collector's editions of games, they do games themselves, they do consoles, TV monitors, GPUs, anything, sort of microphones, everything. They sort of take not big stuff like TVs and things like that, but yeah, it's great for just wandering in and just having a look around, and it's that exploration. You never know what you're going to see in a CEX. That's the case with, if you've got a local one you go to, you might obviously going to see a lot of the same stuff, but you never know what's going to be there, and you can be pleasantly surprised, or you might be disappointed, which does happen most of the time if you go in a local. But if you're going into a new one, that exploration of sort of what could be in here, there's anything, Mega Drive games, old games, you know, Super Nintendo, anything like that. And it's just great to wander around them, even if you don't particularly buy anything. They're great for that. Now, the bad side is they kind of control the market when it comes to used games in a way. They've hiked their prices up and everything sort of trends with them at this point, which is not great. Their PS4 games generally are a bit overpriced. They're not as bad as they used to be, but you can use that to your advantage as well, because if you buy a game, one of the new releases, you quickly play it in a week or so, and then you can sell it to CEX or trade it in, and you'll get nearly what you paid for it, especially if you use a company, which I'm going to go on to for my second thing, which is the Game Collection. That's if I want to buy online, I'll use them. Their prices are so low that they sort of meet in the middle with the trade value from CEX, because their prices are kind of a bit too high on the newer releases, that is. So yeah, that's the bad thing with CEX. And condition, it can be a problem sometimes, especially if you buy online from them. They do have a really good app. The app I have all the time on my phone. I'm using it all the time for pricing, for keep an eye on stock levels. Anything I want that's rare will come in stock. I'll get pinged with an email. I'll either run out if it's close, or order from them. But you have that, some people call it a lottery, or I don't know. It's that sort of randomness when you buy from CEX, is what's going to turn up. Is it going to be in doable condition? Can you keep it, or do I have to return it? Returning to them is not a problem. They will just take it back off you, especially if there is a major problem. They'll just say, right, yeah, of course, and they'll give you money back or credit, if depending on how you paid. But yeah, they're good and bad. You just kind of have to know how to play their little game. It's a weird thing. If you use them regularly, you kind of know how they work, what to avoid. Maybe that's another video in its entirety, is kind of how to use them, I guess. So yeah, maybe I'll do that in the future. But yeah, that's my primary source, is just going out, and it's that childlike thing when you go into one and you never know what's going to be on the shelves, and that is the best part of collecting, to me anyway. Yeah, so online, so I do buy from them online occasionally, because they do everything PS3 down, so older, should I say. So buying from them, stuff like that, is going to be a must. But if I want new games, or relatively new games, I will go to a site called GameCollection.net. I'll put the text up somewhere, I'm sure. And their prices they're competitive. They used to be the lowest, but I know that some others sort of creep a bit lower now and again. But they have, I'm not sponsored by any of these, obviously. I'm not picking, I'm just going through what I use, and sort of maybe give you some tips, and you could throw me feedback as well. Maybe I should be using another site now instead of Game Collection. But they have a really good loyalty system, point system. which you get money back. Their prices are pretty cheap when it comes to new releases. They're usually the cheapest, if not second or third. And their delivery times are amazing. Next day, usually, if I order something now, it's about, I don't know, 11, 12 o'clock or something. If I ordered something now, chances are I'd probably be here tomorrow. They're really, really quick. If you pre-order a game from them, it's usually here the day before it comes out. Again, bonus. Yeah, they have the loyalty system, so you're getting points back, and they're the cheapest. It's just why a company like Game hasn't yet, but it will go under. If not in the next few months, by the end of the year, I can imagine Game is not even a thing anymore. It used to be the only place you'd go on the high street was Game, but they now don't have stores that are in their own right stores. They're inside another store called Sports Direct, which is sports goods. So, you know, clothing and whatever you need from footballs, everything. And they've taken away their loyalty system. They still charge for postage, which Game Collection do not. So again, Game Collection, if I ordered their cheapest game on there, which would be £3, something like that, brand new, they'd send it free postage next day, which is, you can't even, it's unbeatable. Anyway, yeah, Game, they don't have the loyalty system anymore. They don't have their own shops anymore. They don't do used games anymore. They're just a mess. Honestly, you go in and most of the stores now are just Lego and tat, to put it in a nice way. It's just nonsense what they sell. They don't sell games anymore. You don't go to Game to buy games. I don't know anybody who does. I occasionally go in just out of curiosity to see how far they've gone down, but I don't buy anything from them. Haven't done for a while. Another place I go online is obviously Amazon. You've got eBay and Amazon. They're two well known. eBay is good for if you're looking, again, for specific things. Amazon is not the best for games, honestly. You might get a deal here and there. If I buy from Amazon, which I do have some here, it's because I'm filling an order out. That's usually how it is, because Amazon's minimum delivery for free delivery now is £35, which is, I don't know, again, they're going to price themselves out going to. I know they want people to get Prime, but no, it's getting a bit much at that point. And then to a lesser extent, we have Facebook, which I don't, it's a bit of a cesspool, Facebook now. Charity shops, which in my area where I live, the town I live, we have 4, and most of the time they don't have anything. I don't think I've bought any game in a charity shop for a very long time. It's so difficult to find. You have to go every single day, and I just haven't got it in me to do it every single day. I know people do, and they probably do have quite a lot of luck, but I haven't got the patience to be doing it ultimately, because there's so much disappointment going to them. I know you do need to check every day, but I just haven't got it. And car boots, the same thing. So yard sales, however you'd put it, garage sales, whatever you would say. Again, they're not great around here, and you have to be on the ball. And I'm not in any of the groups, you know, on Facebook or anything like that tell me where the nearest ones are. So if I'm driving past one, I'll stop. But most of the time, I haven't got the patience. Yeah, I'm not built like that. So I know I should, and I have had luck in the past. But yeah, ultimately, I'd rather be doing other things like playing games. I'm a collector that plays games more than collecting, and I collect or think about collecting a lot. So yes, I do prefer to play games as well. I love playing games. Yeah, that's going to be another video as well coming soon, is why I don't collect trophies anymore, because I'm done. I'm done with trophies. But again, that's for another video. So that's how I would source them, primarily CEX, then Game Collection. Occasionally I'll go wandering out and have a look around in certain stores. There's not many. If you're in the Manchester area around me, which is where I am, let me know if there's any decent game stores to go to. I just don't know of any. And the next video I'm going to do in this series will be a vlog. I'm going to go out. I'm going to take that camera and we're going to go out, and I'm going to be probably quite shy filming outside because it's not something I thought I'd ever do. But I'm going to try and do a loop of many CEX stores in my area as I can, because I'm extremely lucky with how many I have near me. I think it's 14 or 15 of them are in pretty close proximity to where I am. Most of them are in a loop around Manchester. That's my phone over there. Yeah, so the iPhone noise you heard the other day was my son's phone on the last video, sorry. There's a loop that I can do. I've probably put a map up here. I'm going to try and do as many as I can, see what I can find, because a lot of them I haven't gone to see if I can find essentials or hits. And again, it's just nice to have a wander around. You might find some rare steelbooks at normal market value for a normal price of a game, because again, that's another thing. A thing in CEX, you might find steelbooks on the shelf that are relatively rare. I did see one the other day. I'll actually mention that. So I went into a CEX in, where was it, Salford, and they have games behind them. Usually they keep the steelbooks and more expensive games behind them, behind the counter. And I saw one, and it's not a game I'm particularly interested in. It's Final Fantasy, I think it's a spin-off, Dissidia or something like that. I think it's a spin-off of Final Fantasy, right? It's not anything I know about, but I noticed there was a steelbook, and I'm looking out for them. And again, for new series I've not tried. So I quickly looked up on the app while I was being served and saw that they don't differentiate between the steelbook and the normal game. The normal game was £4, and I looked on eBay quickly. The steelbook goes for about 25 to £30. So I thought, yeah, I'll have that. And then I asked, can I have that? And he said, no, it's saved for staff, which surely they should get pickings at the end of the day. That would be fine, right? Not as soon as something comes in, they grab it. I know it's a perk of working there, but don't have it on display then. Put it underneath the counter where people can't see it. But I thought that was pretty disgusting, honestly. So yeah, again, CEX, they have their drawbacks. It's kind of equal. Their positives and their drawbacks, they meet in the middle. Yeah, I really was quite annoyed. I didn't want it that much. It's just that situation of, no, we're keeping this one. You can go elsewhere. It was a bit weird for a store trying to sell things anyway. Right, yeah, so I'm going to try and do that circuit of CEX stores in the next video. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to go on my own, I think. I'm not going to bring the wife. I don't think she would appreciate that at all. When I record that, I don't know. I'm going to look out for a nice day and try and do that. I don't want to go out in the rain, which it is today. It's July. It's raining, it's cold, and it's windy because England. Anyway, so when I have my games, when I've been out and bought them, I need to sort them and clean them. I'm a bit anal when it comes to cleaning them. So here are some that I've got recently. These are the new ones I'll go through shortly. But these ones I haven't cleaned up yet, and I haven't de-stickered. So again, these were all of them were from CEX. Yes, they were. So when they come, when I buy them off the shelf, they come with the sticker on the bottom. That needs to go. Obviously, that one they always put on everything as well. Yes, I have Cyberpunk again. It's a free upgrade game, which I said I was collecting. And I've heard it's great now. They've fixed it. I've waited when did it come out? Was it 2019? That sounds about 2019, 2020? No, 2019, I think, wasn't it? I could probably just look on the box. 2020. 2020, yeah, so anyway, I've waited 4 years. They've had 4 years to fix the game. Apparently they have now, so I'll give it another whirl. So yeah, obviously I have to de-sticker all of these things. With CEX, a few years back, they had stickers that didn't come off as easy as that does, and they left, and it was horrendous. As anything on, and that's another thing I always do when I'm in there as well. If you find a sticker on a cardboard case like this, and you can just, grab it on the shelf and touch it, peel the edge of the sticker off, make sure it's not taking anything with it. That would annoy me if I got it home, took it off, and there was a rip or anything underneath. Just make sure it comes off clean. Again, this one is going to hopefully do that. Yeah, nice and clean. So there we go. And then, of course, you're going to have to check your disc quality. Make sure they're good. PlayStation, you're not. It's not as much of a problem as it would be on older Xbox. PlayStation have had Blu-rays since PS3. Blu-ray discs are much less susceptible to getting scratched, but when they are scratched, it's a real big problem. Whereas DVDs are more susceptible to getting scratched, but they can work still even if they are quite marked. A Blu-ray can quite quickly. I think it's the way that the data is layered on them, because they're thicker, and it's kind of, yeah, if you scratch one, it's even quite a shallow scratch can stop a disc from working. So always check them, of course. And nice, got to keep that fiber cloth, get all those fingerprints, those nasty fingerprints off. And then always check the top of a disc. If you hold it up to light and look through it, make sure there's no mark on top of a disc. A scratch on the bottom, you can get away with it, but a scratch or a mark on the top of a disc that's taken the label away will practically kill the disc, and it will never work again. So do look out for that, and also look out for the cracks in the middle where the spindle is. Again, so yeah, there's nothing more satisfying than cleaning, wiping, getting a nice clean fiber cloth and wiping a disc down, especially Blu-rays, because of the way the surface is. It's nice and smooth. It's really satisfying. Oh God, I'm weird. Anyway, so yeah, I'll go through that. I'll clean the disc off, make sure the disc's all right, get all the labels off. Then I'll get my trusty old. There's probably a better thing I could use. I used to use isopropyl alcohol, but I keep running out of it because I use so much of it cleaning the cases. But I have to clean the case as well, because fingerprints, and sometimes they can get pretty nasty. So I used the Dettol, just some Dettol wipes. What have we got here? Tropical Sunset at the moment. And take the cover out, because these are obviously do have moisture in them. So I take the cover out. I'll wipe the case down entirely, let it dry, or just get a cloth, wipe it off afterwards. And it leaves a nice clean feel to it when using these Dettol wipes. And I'll put the cover back in, and at that point, I'll just do a bit of a closer inspection, because like I said, anal about these things. Make sure there's no sticker residue, make sure everything's gone. So it's nice and clean and shiny feeling, and only at that point then will I put them into the collection. And then, yeah, obviously, at this point, I don't have that much, but the way I've sorted it at the moment, I've just have these 2 shelves, that's all we're up to at this point, is PS3 games, PS4 games, PS5 games, the lonely single PS5 game. Over here is going to be the games that I haven't shown you yet, I've got since the last video, the ones I need to clean. Obviously, PS3 Essentials, I've just got some bigger box stuff here, some cardboard sleeves and that. And then PS4 hits. I don't have that much at the moment. So sorting is obviously quite easy. It goes on there for now. Obviously, I've got a lot of empty shelves around. When I get, a serious amount, then at that point, I'll start sort of trying to display things better. But I don't have anything of interest yet. So I'll do, yeah, we'll go through what I've got later on, but I was going to go through it then. But what we'll have a look at now is, so it's on the shelf. What am I doing with it then? How do I know what I've got so I can look it up on when I'm out and about? Do I have that one? Is there a better version available? Etc. etc. I use an app called, I'm going to go through it here. I'll put it on the screen. So the app that I use is one called, it's called Game Eye. It's on iOS and Android. It's free, which is the best bit. And it's called Game Eye, but it's spelled Gameye or Game Yay. There's no 2 E's in it. It's one word, Gameye. And when you go onto it, the first thing you're sort of greeted with is your overall collection, and it shows you your value of your games, which is good, because you can see the market values going up and down, how much you've spent, how much you're in a hole for. And you're able to organize everything from games to systems to peripherals, even toys to life and print media, which is stuff I'll never use. I don't collect systems. It's just not something I want to get into at this point. I will obviously, pick up if I want to get an Xbox and start playing the exclusives on there. I'll get an Xbox, but I'm not into getting variations and different things like that. I just think it's going to get too expensive. I haven't got the room to sort of display them properly either. They'll get covered in dust. It'll annoy me. I'll want to put them away. And then what was the point after all that? So games is the main thing that I'm obviously interested in here. And when you go into your selection of games, you can refine it. You can obviously order them by title or order them by value and things like that. And then when you want to just add a new game, you just do the plus. I use manually select. If I'm doing a bulk lot, like I'll do all my PS4 games at once, again, you can refine it. You can do by filter by specific console, scroll down, doing PS4. So we'll go on to PS4. And then you can also do file by or filter by country, down to the United Kingdom, confirm, apply that. Now, if I start searching, let's say we're going to search up Prey here. I'll search up Prey. So you can see all the different variations of Prey that are available in here. Dishonored and Prey, the Arcane Collection. I didn't know that was a thing, actually. But Prey here. So I'll click onto that. I'll add it. And then from here, you get this screen where you can, fill in the details of it. So you've got the game, you've got the box. There's no manual in PS4, so you wouldn't put that. You can do the condition. You can do how much you paid for it, which is something I do, so I can see whether I've sort of made money or lost money on a game. Then you confirm it, and then from there, it will go into your collection. And it's a really easy to use app. It's really accessible. And there's some good features on here. Like if I go over to report, it will break down each console. So on the PS4, I don't know, I'm recording on this, I'm not sure exactly, but I've got X amount on the PS4 out of 3,139, which obviously there's not that many games. I think that counts the variations of different types of games as well. So there's not that many. It's probably looking at sort of 2,000, 2,500 maybe. And from there, you can sort of go in and see exactly what you have. And if you go into full stats as well, it breaks it down. So which are your favorite? You have horror, first-person shooters and all that, and the percentages. And it's a great app, and it's free. Again, like I said, that's the best bit, is that it's free. And you can go into this sort of the up-and-coming is quite good. So you've got what's coming out on everything, so you can keep an eye on everything. Stanley Parable, I didn't know that was getting a physical. Anyway, so that's how I organize, and that's pretty much it. I know it's a bit of a maybe a dull video. Not people are still watching. I find this sort of stuff interesting. So if you do have better suggestions for me when it comes to app, maybe, or stores that are in my area, or stores online that I should be using, or different ways that I should be doing this, let me know. But I think I have a pretty decent system in place at the moment. At the moment, I don't go out that often hunting for games. I'm just kind of taking it easy and enjoying what I'm buying just as much as the buying itself. So playing a lot of games. So it's only sort of once a week I'll go out to have a look around, because it gets pretty expensive if you're going out all the time, and I just don't have the time. So yeah, that's how I collect. If you want any more information, if there's anything missed, let me know. I'll cover it in the next video when I'm out and about. I think that'll be the next video when I do the CEX run. But we'll have a quick look what I've got since the last time we've seen Cyberpunk. I said I'd never play it again on that second stream I did of Cyberpunk, but we're going to give it another go. We'll give it another chance now that there is a free PS5 version as well. I'm not bothered about trophies, so I'm just going to download the PS5 version and start from there. Far Cry 5, apparently Ubisoft it's not a company I particularly care for game-wise, but a lot of the games I've been playing recently have been Ubisoft. This doesn't have a free upgrade or anything. It was £5. I've never done Far Cry 5. It's apparently not the best one. Obviously, that's probably still 3. But I haven't played 1 in a while. I didn't care for, actually, I'll tell a lie. I tried 6. I wasn't feeling that at all. So I'm going to try 5. Hopefully that's better. But I've been a bit of a first-person shooter kick, which I will just show you here. So Vanguard, again, I said I wasn't going to get any of the PS5 upgrades that you had to pay for. I had some credit on my PSN account, so I did actually I wanted to play a Call of Duty campaign. There's only 2 I haven't done. It was this one, and I think Infinite, so I will grab that at some point and do it. I actually quite like this. This doesn't have a particularly good rating. Maybe it's the online that's not good, but I like the way they bounced around in the story. The Russian sniper levels were the best, and just the better sort of feel of the levels. But yeah, I really did actually quite like Vanguard. So that was another one picked up recently. So yeah, first person again, Prey, a game I've never played. I've had before, I've nearly played before. Trophies put me off because apparently it's quite complex. There's a lot of missable stuff. But now I don't care about them. I'm going to stick this on and play it. £4. Can't really go wrong with that. Another game I started. It's some people's favorite game of all time. I've heard that in the past, and that is Nier Automata. I started it, didn't get too far. I think I fought a naked guy, and that was where I stopped it. I do want to really give these, JRPGs and that whole style a go. There's just certain things that I can't get over sometimes. Like I know it's a bit of a cliche kind of thing to say, but the over-sexualization of women in these things, it's getting a bit tired now, right? I know, and I'm just looking at the DLC. Where did I see it? I saw, it might have been on, I don't think it was on here, and this is the Game of Yora edition. I saw, maybe it was on when I was downloading, because I do already have this edition. I've already got the downloads on my account. And there was something like an extra short skirt thing for the main character, is it B2? Which, yeah, I don't need that. Yeah, but anyway, I will try it because I've heard it's a lot of games in one. It's got the shoot 'em up elements and things like that. So I do want to get into it. I want to really try it. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed Black Flag. This is one of the hits. It is one of the most, but £10 is quite a lot for Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I thought. But it is one of the hits I need. I've done this already. I don't think I did all of the DLC, so I'll go back onto that. But I wouldn't mind going through this one again at some point, because it is definitely one of the better, if not the best, Assassin's Creed games. And a game I have finally started. I'm about 20 minutes in, actually. I've not started much. I fell asleep because it was late. Is Yakuza. This is Zero. I'll take the sticker off. This is actually a sticker for, it's the pricing here. It says Like a Dragon on it. Another thing is you need to watch out for in CEX stores is the, oh no, this label's a bit of a tough one. See, this is what we're talking about. So it's leaving the whole residue there. That's a bit annoying. But obviously it does come off. Well, this is Yakuza 0 with a Like a Dragon pricing on it, but it is exactly the same price, so it doesn't really matter. Another hits. This is one I was hoping I would find early, and I did, because I wanted to try Yakuza again, or Yakuza. And yeah, 20 minutes in, it's going to be different to anything I've ever played. I know it is. And I'm up for it at this point. I'm, again, trophies, don't care. So I'm just going to go through the story and leave it there. I'm not going to do all the extra stuff. Is it Mahjong that's quite difficult in these games? I'm not going to do all that. It's fine. I will at the end here, in these sort of pick up things, I'll go through what 4Ks I've picked up as well, because I know some people who've watched or do watch me like the 4K. Let me know if you want a 4K excuse me, collection video, because I will do one, because I know some of you like that, and obviously I can break away from my usual stuff that I'm doing now. So one for the wife is Story of Seasons. She did play one of the other Story of Seasons. I forget, is it Olive Town, something like that. She loves farming games, and this was, I think it was like £4 or £5 or something. Again, CEX. Grab that. It is basically new, that one, because there was, yeah, you can tell when you feel the case, you can sometimes feel, oh, that one's never been played. Tearaway Unfolded. Never played it. Love Little Big Planet as a series. I really like the Sackboy game that they've just done, Sackboy's Big Adventure. I never ever tried a Tearaway game, so I will try this soon. Another one we can play as a family is Family Fun Pack, Hasbro games. We've got Boggle, Trivial Pursuit, Monopoly Plus, and Risk. The two main ones here are probably going to be Boggle, which my son actually really likes, and Monopoly, and probably Trivial Pursuit. Who doesn't love a bit of quizzing? Shadow of Mordor, Game of the Year edition. I've never done the DLC. I'm going to do the DLC. I'd started the second one, Shadow of War. Wasn't feeling it as much as I remember really liking this game. This is all the DLC, obviously, on the disc. So I'll give that one a whirl. Outer Worlds, another one I stopped because of trophies. I just wasn't ready to get into the trophies for this one. But again, I could just play this for the story now. So that's what we're going to do. I did about half an hour of this one way back, a few years back. Never got any further than that. I'll try that one. Wolfenstein 2, again, I'm free from trophies. One of the more difficult games on the PS4. I can just play this one and enjoy it for what it is and kill every Nazi in your way. Apparently. Are you even allowed to say that on YouTube anymore? That word. I'm saying it. If we get demonetized, it happens. But that is just a really strange place that we live, that you can't say certain things that happened in history. Anyway, it's history. It's not the future. Right. Saints Row. Again, Saints Row. I wanted to try. I like Saints Row. I don't want to play the new one particularly. I might do at some point, but I've heard it's really quite bad. So I want to try this one again. I've never done the Get Out of Hell DLC, and this has both. I think we got the Get Out of Hell on PS Plus, but I'm not bothered about that. This is a better variation. It was the same price as the normal variation. So that's what we've got. And that's what I've picked up game-wise since the last time we have been together. 4Ks. 4Ks, I only buy the stuff that I really like. And this is one of them. Widows. I was going to say Windows then. That's something different. Steve McQueen. So he did 12 Years a Slave. Did he do 12 Years a Slave? Yeah, he did. Jesus. He's an excellent filmmaker. Excellent filmmaker. He did a TV show. It's called Small Axe as well. It's not the guy who jumps the motorcycles. It's the other guy. This is actually a really good film. It's really well done. Yeah, it's watch this one. I think it's available in most places, honestly, but I wanted the 4K version. Second up, we've got Exorcist. Exorcist is a classic horror film. William Friedkin obviously has died recently, so I wanted to come back to this. It's got the extended cut on this one. I think there's like 2 or 3 4K discs in this. I think there's 6. No, it's 4 discs in that one. Yeah, so there's 2 4Ks and 2 Blu-rays in this. Yeah, it's great film. I haven't watched it in quite a while. I want to see what they've done with the 4K transfer, and there's a lot of documentaries and things like that on here. It is one of the best horror films ever made. I know people overrate this film a bit, but it's definitely up there. And if you were around in the early sort of 90s and things like that, when Exorcist still had this mystique around it. It was banned for a while, obviously, and yeah, you've seen The Exorcist? No, can't get hold of it, kind of thing. And it was a weird one. Obviously, I didn't watch it when I was in the 90s because I was way too young, and I'm glad I didn't, because I definitely wouldn't want to see that at my son's age now. No, I couldn't imagine actually showing him that. It'd be terrifying. And then finally, another great horror. Yeah, it is a horror film, isn't it? Supernatural thriller, more. Is Don't Look Now, Nicholas Roeg. Excellent film, masterpiece, you could say. Yes, probably. English film with the late Donald Sutherland. Again, that's why I've picked this up, because it's been a long time since I've seen this, and he's just recently died, unfortunately. Great. Nicholas Roeg, very underrated, or not as famous or as well known as he should be as a director. Another thing, actually, I'll tell you what, another thing that I did pick up, and I haven't mentioned because it's over off to the other side, was on one of my streams recently. I think it was the first one I did recently. I mentioned that I sold a collector's edition that I really wish I hadn't when I got rid of everything. This collector's edition was one of the first I bought when I was doing my channel. I bought the collector's edition because I got the game 3 days early if you bought this version, so I could start on the videos. I wanted to get a head start, and that is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So the statue's not in here. I've got it on display. I'm sure you'll be seeing some B-roll over in the corner of the statue. It's an amazing statue because it's, first of all, it's Alexios and not Cassandra. I'll have certain people annoyed by saying that he is the better character, but it's a hell of a statue standing on the Gorgon's head like that. Is yeah, it's amazing. I was so disappointed that I actually sold this when I yeah, seller's remorse, isn't it? But I saw this was on, bang the mic, sorry. Saw that this was on CEX for 90. It's a bit pricey, but it was what I paid for it originally. And yeah, I thought before it goes up and out of range of, you know, it gets quite rare, I want to get it again. So I took the gamble, ordered it online. There weren't any available near me. And when it came through the post, I think it was just wrapped in bubble wrap. I thought, oh no. And then I opened it and you can see that the outer sleeve is slightly ripped. There's a bit of, no, it's gone now. There was a bit of a tobacco smell to it. I thought, oh no, this is going to be no good. I'm going to have to send this one back. So I got the sleeve off, got the box open eventually. There we go. And I was delighted to find that this has not been touched. The game is still sealed. The statue had never been displayed. There was no dust on it. It's basically bright, like brand new inside. So amazing. I finally got that back. I didn't think I would. I thought they were going to have disappeared when I decided to re-get it. It's going to be quite loud. So yeah, I don't do many collector's editions. I do have a Street Fighter 6 one behind me because that was quite cheap. I think it was 40 quid for a collector's edition. I thought, yeah, I'll give that a go. Why not? It might go up in value in the future. Who knows? Who knows? I know it's quite cheap at the moment, but yeah, so collector's edition. Really happy to have that one back. Okay, final part of this video. God knows how long this has been. Hopefully it's recorded. Hopefully the audio is good. I should probably check it, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to go through mail time, stuff that I've ordered since. So this is all the stuff I've showed you was stuff that I got out in the wild, of course, at CEX stores. And then, oh God, I'm not going to show you my address. Hopefully you didn't see that. This one I've ordered from, yeah, I saw this in CEX. I was going to buy it because it's a game I really wanted to revisit. The disc is loose in this one. But it was a lot more. There's a lot, like I said, PS4 games can be a bit pricey in CEX. So I looked online. If you always do a quick search online, just on Google, just put in whichever game you want to buy when you're in CEX and see if the prices come up cheaper, because most of the time they will. And this one is a disc that is loose, and the case is actually fine. It just opened. From Music Magpie, which are fine. They were actually quite good sometimes. Burnout Paradise Remastered. Love this on the PS3. It's one of the best driving games I've ever played, and I wanted to go back to it again. Another game I actually picked up recently was The Crew 2. It's downstairs. I'm currently playing it. I tried it this morning, and it feels like Burnout Paradise Light. I've never played a Crew game, and I'll give it a bit longer. I like the idea that you can fly planes and things like that in it. But yeah, let's see what the disc is like on this one. No marks, bit of fingerprints, which is to be expected. Yeah, this is actually good nick. So Burnout Paradise. Yeah, I wish they'd do a PS5 version. They never will. I know the series is practically dead at this point, but there you go. I just noticed this one here. This is from Amazon. Again, I'm hiding my my address. I haven't opened this, and it is, let me hide my address. There we go. It is actually open already. I've just picked that one, didn't notice. But there we go. Let's hope everything I wanted is still in here. Yes, it is. Okay, so the reason I ordered this from Amazon was that Wages of Fear, one of the best, my favorite films of all time, by Henri-Georges Clouzot, had come down in price. This is the 4K. Amazing, amazing film. It's a film of two halves as well. It feels completely different at the start than it does to what actually happens. And basically, as a group of men get hired to transport natural glycerin across a country, kind of thing. And obviously, natural glycerin, very volatile, can explode at any point, and they're going up mountains and dirt roads, and there's rocks and things like that happening. There's a particular scene with an oil field, an oil sort of well. Yeah, it's an older film, black and white film. I think it's 19. What year was this? 19. Yeah, black and white. 1953. I don't know why I thought it was in color. I'm just looking at the orange case then, and no, of course it's not in color. 1953. Watch this film. I think there's a Netflix remake. Don't watch that. Don't watch that. Go and watch the original. And then second in that one was Resident Evil 4. Free PS5 upgrade. I did start it. I was going to do a guide for it. It kind of just wasn't the right time. But I'm going to play this one for myself again. So this was just a filler just to get this. This cost 15. This is what I wanted. And then I had to fill the order to get to 35 with a £20 PlayStation game, which doesn't really make sense, but there you go. That's how my mind works sometimes. Okay, next this is from Game Collection. This is going to be another 3 for £10. I can't remember which ones I ordered. We will see. There will be a reason behind them, I know that. Get that out of the way. Which ones we got? Okay, so yes, so that was it, right? So we've got This Is Police. This is just a filler one. This was just the third. I needed a third one. This was it. It looks like a strategy kind of game. I do like strategy games, so I'll give this one a try. These are the two that I wanted. So my son actually noticed he has a copy of Division 2, and he wants to carry on playing a game together. We've finished Elden Ring now. I've never done a Division game again over here with Ubisoft. Jesus Christ, what is going on? I'm not doing this on purpose. And this was I basically paid £3 for this, brand new, and it's the limited edition. Sure. He's got a copy. Now I have a copy. We're going to try it. It's as simple as that. And this game is morbid curiosity more than anything. It's Balan Wonderworld. It was £3, brand new. It's got the PS5 upgrade here, so it does tick that box. I've heard it's shockingly bad, but I want to know why and how. How can it be that bad? It's a 3D platformer. It can't be that bad. Can it? I think it's going to be, isn't it? Morbid curiosity on that one. I had to get that one. This one is, what is this one? This is from Game Collection as well. What the hell is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, I do know what this is. I'm going to save one to last. Right, this is from the Game Collection as well. Right, okay. Apparently I've ordered a lot from them that I don't remember. So we'll open this one up. What do we have here? The first one. Oh, yeah, okay, right, okay. So they had a PlayStation Hits in their 2 for 15 sale. And I thought, again, not going for trophies anymore. So the fact that the online on this is down now, I don't really care. Is it down, or did somebody do something to bring it back up? They might have. Either way, I don't care. I've heard it's actually a really good game. So it's one of the hits. So that gets the tick off. Got the red spine there. Lovely. So that one will go back on straight up. And then the second game from them was, so to carry on with the Yakuza theme is the spin-off, isn't it? Lost Judgment. I don't know anything about the series. This is the first one, so I'm going to do Yakuza, the first one. I'm going to do Lost Judgment, the first one of those, and then I'm going to do Like a Dragon. I'm going to see which series I prefer, and then I'll move forward with that series. So we'll see how that is. Again, PS5 upgrade on this one, so that it ticked that box as well. So looking forward to doing some new games that I would not have done if not for trophies. Now, speaking of if not for trophies, this one you may be able to notice is thinner. Which console has thinner games? It's a console I have never collected for, and I guess this is officially the start of that console. And that is, as you can see, there is a reason I'm wearing this, Super Mario Brothers Wonder for the Switch. Right, I don't know when my mic dipped out. I think the mic dipped out for a while. I've just switched to a different mic. I'm going to have to recharge them. I don't know how these things work properly yet. So I've switched over. Hopefully the audio's gone back and I haven't lost a lot of what I was just talking about. Anyway, Super Mario Brothers Wonder on the Switch. I think I might start collecting for the Switch now as well. Again, trophies don't matter. Beautiful red spine. It will go wonderfully with the rest of the collection up there. So, and they don't take up much room. So I'm going to get the just the the games that you can't get. I'm not going to get the Witcher 3 on the Switch. Who would do that? Well, ultimately, if you have just a Switch, I guess then you would. But Mario games, I love 2D Mario games. 3D Mario games have never really been my thing. Odyssey was quite good. I did a bit of that. But before that, I never played any of them, the N64 one or Sunshine or the others I can't remember the names of right now. But 2D Mario, most definitely, this is the latest one. I mean, you've got Elephant Mario, you've got Bubble Mario, you've got Drill Mario. What more do you need? Yeah, I can't wait to play a Mario game again. So yeah, I guess you could say this is officially the start of my Switch collection. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm not going crazy on that one. That's just going to be one. I'll pick up some Zelda games. I'll pick up some of the other Mario games on there, and stuff that I've missed, Donkey Kong and stuff like that. But I'm not going crazy on the Switch because I don't know. The Switch 2 is going to come out at some point. I don't know. I presume backwards compatibility is going to be a thing. So I don't want to go crazy into that one. Plus, it's really expensive. The games never seem to come down in price. So, yeah. Right. That's it for this video. It's been a longer one. I know it has. My mic's dipped. It's probably not even recorded. I'm going to have to do this all again. Put everything back in the envelopes again and do it all again. But yeah, let me know how do you collect? Let me know the sort of secrets, any tips you have for me or for everybody. What do you collect as well? Let me know. I want to sort of get some sort of dialogue going in the comments as well. And this series is going to continue with different iterations, so different subjects at the beginning, and then we'll do the little collections at the end. But yeah, the next one's going to be a road trip, I think, around Manchester, see how many CEX stores I can hit in one day. Wish me luck. But yeah, 14 or 15 there are. I don't think I'll do that many, but I reckon good 7 to 10 maybe. We'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.